So I'm just going to pour my 2 cups of water in there. And then I'm just going to put it over high heat to boil. And my water personally is boiling. I don't know if anyone else's is, but because it is, I'm going to pour in the 1 cup of dry quinoa. If yours isn't, that's totally fine. You can wait till it boils and then pour it in. Once you pour it in, though, you do want to turn it down to medium-low heat. Maybe give it a little stir. I like to give mine a stir just to make sure it's all covered with water. And then pop a lid on it if you can find the lid, because I know it took a little time for me to find mine. But I'm going to start with the mango. So I like to get a knife that's longer than the mango, just because it makes it a little bit easier. And I just try to make sure the seed is this way. So instead of horizontally, you're going to cut into the seed. We want to cut next to the seed. So I just like to cut that on each side of the seed. And then honestly, usually the piece that has the seed, I save just to eat because it doesn't make pretty diced cuts. So I just usually save it and eat it as a snack. On this one, actually, to save time, or, like, again, if it gets really hot in the summer and you're not feeling like being in the kitchen long, instead of getting the fresh mango like this, you can always get frozen cubed mango and let it thaw. It's going to, of course, have a slightly different consistency. And if you like to chop it really small, you won't be able to as easily. But it makes it more convenient. So again, that's an option for you as well. How's everyone doing with the jicama? Good. Into they're called toddler towers now for kids and for my registry. And like, I think I need one of those because I hate when I'm cutting, right? And I'm not tall enough to really get the full arm motion in there. And then I'll just usually cut usually an inch, but we'll do a little less than an inch. Slice quickly. And then if you can just turn that cutting board, then I just do the same thing the other way. So you'll have nice little tiny pieces or bigger pieces if you like that. And you can keep the pieces in those long slices if you are doing like wraps, or if you like to do summer rolls, you could also leave them longer. So that way they're better for rolling into that. And so this is where I just put them evenly on the tray, as evenly as possible. And you want to try to make sure your hand is as dry as possible, because you don't want to get the tofu too wet to the point, or the tofu mix too wet to the point it won't continue to stick. Recently, actually, a client told me, I like tofu, but how do you not just eat the whole block? What I'll do is I'll take my sauce. So I'll just kind of like drizzle the sauce in there, just a little bit in there at first, take a decent amount, put it in there. This is after it's cooled. And then I'll put a little bit more. How's everyone doing with their quinoa salad? Is it pretty much done?